Welcome back to the channel, guys. As always, I'm Sean, and today we have a 2017 GMC Sierra 1500 right behind me. And when we get in the driver's seat of this truck, we turn the key and we get one click and nothing happens. Turn the key. Click. Sounds like it wants to go, not going. You're putting that key in the ignition, turning it, and you get one click. All the lights on the dashboard light up. All of your other lights work. Your horn works. Everything works electronically, except the engine's not turning over. Well, that's a sign of a starter issue, and we're going to show you how to fix that. Before we do, if you guys like this video, if you learned something, if it helps you fix your truck, please hit that like button for me, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. And just like that, we'll get into it. For those of you who are wondering, yes, you have to disconnect the battery because the starter is connected to the battery. And now we have removed the wheel. We've removed that shield from inside for the engine. And we're going to take a look on the left side of the axle, above the frame rail, but below the exhaust manifold. You guys can kind of see the starter right in there. We're going to go in for a closer look, and I'll show you what you need to do to start disconnecting the starter. We have some blocks underneath the truck, as well as the jack, just in case something would happen. We also have our wheels chalked so the truck doesn't move, and our emergency brake on. All right, guys, now that we have removed the shield here, the engine shield, out of the wheel well, we can now see the starter. And the starter is located below the exhaust manifold, above the frame rail here on the left side. So we are on the passenger side of the truck, and it's closer to your firewall. So it's right here. And then this, you guys can see this thing right here, that is a heat shield. We're going to pull this down just like that, and that exposes the plug. So I know this is difficult to see and it's really hard to get at, but that plug right there needs to be disconnected, and we do that by pulling down on the red tab. Be careful because you can break it. And then above that we have that nut that needs to be disconnected. That is a battery cable, and it goes without saying we have disconnected the battery. And then we have this nut here on the left side. That's a heat shield. We're gonna have to remove that as well so we can access the starter, which is located just behind all of that. So we used a 10mm socket for the left nut. And we'll pull that out of the way just a little bit there. We used a 10mm socket for the left screw. Now we're going to use a 13 for the battery. Okay. Now we got the cable out of the way. I got that disconnected, but they don't make it very easy at all. Now that I have everything disconnected for the starter up top, we're going to go underneath the truck and disconnect a few bolts. Now we're looking directly up at the starter from underneath the truck, and on the left and right side of the bottom, you can see two bolts. They're 13mm, and you could use the same setup that you used to remove the wire running from the battery to the starter. We're going to go in there, we're going to remove it, and it should come out nice and easily. A quick side note for you guys, if you need anything to get this job done, if you need that starter, go ahead and take a look in the description below. We have it linked right there for you. Pretty long bolts. They come out pretty easily. Okay, we just came from underneath the truck. Here's the starter. Here we have the old starter. You guys can see it's seen better days. And then we have a new one here. This is a Duralast. The part number is DL5228S. The new starter cost me $331.69, and it's remanufactured in Mexico. All right, guys. Now we're going to slide this back up in there. It is not the easiest thing in the world to get up in there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now that it's in there and secure, we're going to get out from underneath the truck and we're going to go over to the wheel well again, and we'll start connecting all the components from the side of the truck. In order to connect this back together, we're going to reverse all the steps that we've already taken, and we're going to use a 13mm wrench to connect the battery. We'll do that first because I already have it set up. So slide the battery cable on. And I've cleaned the terminals up just in case that was any bit of the issue we were having, because I don't want any problems later down the road. Alright guys, now we have to plug the wire into that little guy there. Now we'll go ahead, connect the heat shield with a 10mm socket, and we'll be done. Alright guys, we're going to want to slide this heat shield up too. Okay, make sure everything is covered. Now that I have everything connected underneath the truck and on the side, we're going to go ahead and connect the battery and test it out before I put anything else on, because if there's an issue, well, we'll have to be able to get back to it and figure it out. So let's go ahead and connect the battery right now and we'll see if it works. Now that I have the battery connected, let's test her out. And there you have it, guys. The truck works, it turned on, and that's exactly what we wanted. And this is a very easy, straightforward process. Well, it takes a little bit of mechanical knowledge, but mostly it needs a can-do attitude. Now that I confirmed that the truck works, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back together, and I'll be on my way. If you guys like this video, if you learned something, if it helped you fix your truck, please hit that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. And while you're at it, share this with your family and friends, especially if they're having this issue. And I'll catch you in the next one.